Good morning everybody and welcome to our latest listing from PP Property. The first thing I'm going to show you is the boundary map. It is marked all in white and should give you a good overall sense of the property. Firstly, I'm going to show you the details, the square meters and the land size. As you can see, it already has bathrooms and bedrooms. Now it's just 21 minutes to Tomar, 43 minutes to Coimbra. It's an hour to a number of beaches and it is 1 hour and 25 minutes to Lisbon Airport. Now back to the property. You can see that there's obviously a habitable house, the one right at the front, the white building. Now you can't really see much of the flavour of the outbuildings obviously from the air, so we'll talk about the land. You really can do a lot with it. There is already a number of established trees on there, and once we get down there, Sarah's going to explain a bit more, and we're going to take a walk around the land and we will take a look at what fruit trees are there. But suffice it to say, there are two water sources. One is a well. It's also fed from some of the roofs of the outbuildings, which will top it up as well, but I do believe it is a groundwater well. But there's also a borehole on the land, so there is plenty of water to use. So if you wanted to turn this into a magical garden, my favourite thing was actually a vineyard, but Sarah says I always want to do that. No idea what she means. However, orchards, flower gardens, vegetable plots, it is big enough for all of that and more. Or you can keep it as it is, with all the olive trees and a few fruit trees. Now, before I give away all of the property's secrets, let's fly down and find Sarah, who will go through the whole thing in detail.
Hello everyone, today we've got an absolute belter of a property for you. It is a bargain. It's also in a fantastic location. We are within the area of Ferreira to Zêzere. You have a cafe and a good restaurant. Probably a 20-minute walk, but literally 5 minutes in the car. Situated in a little hamlet. This property is a real bargain. You are connected to utilities. You can come here, you can live in it. There is the house itself here. Has a 53 square metre footprint, okay? But overall, in total, there's 233 square metres urban footprint. And you'll see when we go around the back of the property what we're talking about. So you've got loads of possibilities here. We've also got just over 2,000 square metres of land, a well, a borehole, lovely views, loads of fruit trees. So walking up to the entrance to the property, we're going to go in through the garage. You could use the door at the top, but it goes directly into the lounge. So it's probably just nice for plants, really, and then you get most of your living space. It'd be nice to use the gateway on the right-hand side when I was stood for the very beginning of the video, and the gate goes round to the back of the property. But at the same time you're parking in the garage, you go up the stairs into the house. There are options, there's always options. So entering the garage is on a slight slope up. We've got concrete floor, the walls are all rendered, the beams are solid. It's obviously quite a large garage, and because of where the beams are, you see the central one here, you're going to get a car in on this side that if you go back, look out the door, then you can see that you just drive a car in here and the other side remains completely free to be used as a workshop or whatever you'd need to use it for. So the stairs...
Probably want replacing.
Well, yeah. You go
They're
to...
just a bit steep and stuff, really.
They're a little bit steep and you go through a hatch in the floor.
Yeah.
Right, and we arrive in, well, I don't know what room this is actually. It's a hallway.
Definitely a hallway.
But in fact, I've just noticed something. Ooh, nearly falling down the stairs. Sorry, they're the old stairs going up to the attic.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
there's
spotted, yeah.
there is a hatch there, and I have been up, but I can't find the ladder at the moment to take you up there now. But it's a little bit low on the sides, but I'm absolutely sure I went up there with a client, and he was a he, so he was taller than me, and he could stand up. We'd considered it was quite a usable space. It needs insulating, well insulating, and great for kids. So, bathroom. There are 2 bathrooms, there's one outside as well. Perfectly functional, shower, bidet, WC, and then as we turn to the right, we go into the lounge area. Now, with all stone houses, this is a stone house. So, where we've come up the stairs into this sort of hallway, if you wanted to take the wall out between the 2 spaces, or any of these rooms, then you can just take them out because it's not going to fall down. The only thing you have to think about is your ceilings. So what I mean by that is it's not load bearing. You know, the stone.
You might have to put some kind of small RSJ in, but yeah, I really wouldn't.
Generally speaking, we ripped everything out in ours. So it's very traditional layout. 2 small bedrooms. Actually, go in that one, and I don't know if you can really get in, but what you need to do is get those views because it's really nice. Now, it's the front door, which Paul will show you in a minute, but I mean, the views are lovely. If the door here wasn't with this sort of glass that I don't know the name of, if this was just turned into a glass door, you'd have those views straight out of the lounge because that just then goes onto the terrace, the top of the steps, and that would be a really nice feature. From the other window, you've got the same. So here we've got a lounge and 2 bedrooms as it stands. Okay. Where do you want me to go? Behind you. Hide. Usually the answer these days. Oh. Now, both bedrooms have a double bed in, but realistically you can't get a wardrobe in as well. This one, I think, got a chest of drawers, but they're very traditional. This is just normal Portuguese old house sizes, the sizes of the rooms. So then if you go past the bathroom on your right again, don't fall down the hatch on your left. Hang on, do I need to open that door for you? So this goes into the kitchen.
I love that fireplace.
You've just walked past right. Okay, it's the stone. This was the original stone wall here. Now you're looking at the fireplace. So this was probably the outside kitchen at some point, but the kitchens were always outside. They always had the fireplace outside, and actually it's an unusual fireplace because it's not. They usually had it's just a normal flue, whereas usually in the outside kitchens it would have had the bread oven as well.
Yeah.
I think it's been built in. This has been built inside.
Yeah, after this. Yeah.
After this, so you can't see
yeah.
what we're talking about. But if Paul looks at my hand, so this area here would have been the original. And then under here has been built afterwards so that you have a proper fireplace that's more usable because...
less smoky.
Yeah, less smoky altogether. And that there in the corner that you're looking at now would have been the bread oven. They've put a shelf in there, but you see the dome?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would have been a bread oven. So as you're coming... I mean, it's not the biggest room in the world, but...
No, but it's a functional kitchen size. It needs...
It is.
But, you know, obviously modernising.
Yeah.
But you could operate in here.
You can operate. You've got gas heater there.
We've had smaller kitchens.
Yep. Got a gas heater there for the hot water. You've got a double sink in the corner. On this side of the fireplace, there's an oven, a cooker, sorry.
Yeah, it's not quite a baby belling, but it's a...
No, everything's a little bit old, but everything stays. Yeah. I mean, you can literally come here and just live, yeah. Which is what the owner does. She comes whenever she can, but it's not her permanent home, and she's very sad to have to sell it, but sometimes that's just what happens, isn't it? So, shall we just take in what was, or still is, obviously, the other way in. So that gate there leads to where I was stood. You might as well go and have a look there. You've got a big Nespera tree here. Lovely lily plants on the right-hand side on the floor. You can't see them. Nice rose right in front of you. You actually managed to get a bit of rose in. There you go. A bit of rose and a bit of view. And then these gates are padlocked, but I was stood just out there before.
They're like a wild rose, aren't they?
Oh, don't. I think everyone knows now I'm not, as much as I like flowers. Ow! Right, okay. So, now we have, I love this area, we have this huge covered stone area.
Well, this is what gives you the big urban footprint, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, it's literally just, it's 3 walls and a big roof. It would give you, if you want to extend, you want to build, you want to change, you'd have to have a project. You'd have to do it all, obviously legally with the Tamara. But it's just a really great place to hang out. You could use this for all sorts of reasons.
Oh, if the house is big enough for you, then yeah, this could be just a place to hang out, brilliant workshops, all sorts of reasons.
I'm just pointing, the door at the end there, I haven't got the key, but it does, I meant to look in the kitchen, I might dart back in a minute when Paul goes, there is a room behind there, I can't quite remember, it's just another room.
Okay, all we need to know is there's another room behind that door. We can't get into
toilet, there you go.
Yeah, there is a bathroom here, yeah.
There's a bathroom. Okay, so hang on. Again, we've got a lovely mauve toilet this time. So we've got a bidet, a WC and a wash basin.
Yeah, it's basically a WC, isn't it?
Yeah, but always handy. And what else have we got? So if you go back over, I mean, this is just, I really like it. And you've got so many possibilities. And the garden, or the land, because this, as you can see on the left here, there is an area which has been made a little flower bed and all these vines coming over it. It's pretty. And then as you go out the door, or the gate should I say, into the back, you'll find something completely amazing. We have loads of well-established, beautiful plants. We've got areas that are worked out. On the right here is the well. Now the sunlight, I can't quite see what Paul's looking at, but the well's there.
What we're going to do now is going to cut, and then we're going to come from the other side of the garden so that the sun isn't obscuring us.
We're stood at the top of the land. It is all fenced. We have, as I said, I think it's 2,240 to be precise, square metres. Essentially, as far as you can see, the green, that's your land. It's big square land plot. And you can see we've got a whole load of olive trees. You've just gone past a really big fig. There's a big cherry in front of you. There's lots of different fruit trees. There's an area here, which is the old threshing circle, and there's just a little outbuilding next to it.
Yeah, I mean, the fence is substantial, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, the fence, it'd be great, if you've got dogs, you come here, you don't have to start with fencing, which is usually the case here, because there's not many properties that are actually fenced. So yeah, huge cherry tree, another fig on my left. Then the building that Paul's looking at, oh no, we're looking at the tree. We have the most amazing cork oak. It is the trunk. I probably can't get my hands round it, my arms round it. It's really lovely, great shade giver. And at the base of that, well, not quite at the base, to the left of that, I can't see if it's in the camera or not. Yeah. Okay, that's the borehole in that little block built building. And last time I was here, she had it running, wanted to prove to me that it worked. So she went and got the key and unlocked it and water spurted everywhere. So then this is the area. And we've got grapevines here. They've been propped up with some workbenches at the moment. So she's doing, oh yes, look, the grapes go around the edge here as well.
Yeah, any idea why that soil's been dumped into the middle of the threshing circle?
No.
Okay.
No, not a question I asked.
No, okay.
So we've got another Nespra tree on the right hand side, just on the other side of the, there you go, of the area there. Below that, actually, that's, should we,
Yep.
do you want to walk down there? I can't tell from here what fruit it is. There's an orange on your right. I'm just going to list them as I see them because...
Yeah, well, there's the orange tree there, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to say yes, I can't see for the light. I'm going to agree with you. And what are we coming to? So the land, we're on a gentle decline?
Decline.
Have I just made up a word again?
No,
right.
no.
We've got apples. And I know there's a huge laurel tree, bay leaf tree here. I think that's somewhere on the way back in. More vines. Paul's prodding an apple. Another citrus in front of us. In fact, quite a few citruses. So there's one here. So if you're wondering what the bottle is on that tree, it's to catch wasps. Okay, it's
The Asiatic wasp.
It's the Asiatic wasp. So the idea is you catch them, and they don't build nests in your garden. So huge citrus tree here. You might as well keep going down there, I think. So now we're getting to the edge of the garden. It's huge, very usable.
Hey, considering all the access
Oh.
to water you've got here, I mean, this really could be a
Oh, completely.
fabulous garden.
Yeah, they're already fenced. Okay, it's not quite flat, but very easy to put into terraces if you want to. And in fact, you can see, where are you looking? Okay, more citrus, but if you turn, more citrus, more vines, turn to the right. I mean, this lady's really quite ingenious because these are our water tanks. I don't know if you got that or you just walk past it. So she's got 3 big tanks there, all with taps on.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
along this, so this is the top of the building.
yeah, lots of the places got these little stone circles around them to keep in the moisture, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, cabbage. Everyone's got to have a bit of cabbage. Paul, just go to the left because that's the whole of the roof line of the building that belongs to the property.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you get the views over the top? Oh, absolutely lovely. They're really, really quite far-reaching views.
No, I mean, they're genuinely stunning views.
Yeah. Okay, I'll follow you.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously perfect land for vines.
Yeah, there's lots of
They're
them in lots
really
of
healthy, yeah.
yeah in lots of different spots.
Yeah.
They're not just in one place.
Yeah, I'd love to plant a vineyard here.
You and your vineyard. Problem is, I drink all the wine.
Yeah.
So altogether, that wouldn't be a very healthy prospect. Right. Well, don't stand on top of wells.
Made of concrete, darling.
Well, I'm not going up there, so you're on your own. We're doing the summary. I think Paul's mostly got in the view over the back there. We've just worked out the garden at the rear here is south facing, it's got loads of sun. 3 persimmons tree, which are Sharon fruit. I found the big bay tree. There's more vines, and with 2 more apples. So as summary, it's just a bargain property. You come here, you can live here. The furniture's all going to be left. The cooking utilities are all going to be left. You might want to update everything over time, but right away you can spend a relatively small amount of money for a house, a huge garden, loads of fruit trees, endless water source, good location, and just come here and live in it, use it, and figure out what you want to do with it over time. But it's an absolute stunning buy.